Salut, David Allen here. Today I thought I would share with you the start of what hopefully will become a full-length instrumental song. And I thought I would maybe start a series of videos showing you the process of building a song, at least for me. There's a lot of different processes out there. Some might work for you, some will work for me. And I'm just going to kind of go through my experience through building a track. So as you can see, I'm using GarageBand. I love GarageBand. GarageBand has always been one of my favorite tools because it's so simple, and I don't often need all the extra stuff that comes in different DAWs. This is really easy to sketch some ideas, and it comes with some sounds, and I mean, it gets the job done. So as you can see, the track is already on its way, and I'm going to start with a main structure. And once my main structure is done, I go back and I elaborate. I kind of see my job as a painter. Once the main structure of the song is there, then I add some embellishments, some pads, some themes, some fills, and so forth. At first, I just went through some different loops found in Stylus. And this is one of the loops that I started working with. Here's how that loop sounds, and then I just imported that loop within the track. Just copied and pasted that loop throughout this whole main track. And then I loaded up a bass instrument, and I used Trillion for that. And I just started playing with the bass instrument. I looped my Stylus loop and just kind of played over with the bass, and this is the main riff that I came up with. So this is how the song started. So I started working with only that section, and that section was quite short. It was only right there. And then I wanted to add a theme on that. And that's where things got a little bit tricky, because no matter what I would do, the theme sounded really cheesy. Maybe it's my influences coming back. But this is the main theme that I had at first. Here's how that sounded. Usually when I try to find a theme, I don't try to find it on a keyboard or on a guitar. I try to just listen to the musical bed, which in this case was the drums and bass, and just kind of imagine what a theme would sound like, and that's how I came up with that theme. As I said, pretty cheesy, but I stuck with that for a little while, and then I went through some different patches looking for a pad. I love pads. They kind of, I think pads are like the glue that blends everything together and makes everything fit. And then I stumbled upon this particular sound. I thought it was a really cool sound. And so I made sure that that sound was synced with the tempo of my song. And I thought, well, since my theme is in the same key, I can just play that note, which is kind of an arpeggiated note. We're in F sharp in this case, and just kind of breeze through that. And that's when I had the idea to start with that sound, and that's something I love to do, and maybe it's a trick that might help you get unstuck. I love having something, whether it's a sound or even in any kind of art form. I love having something, or a book or whatever, something that becomes something else, or that something starts like that, and then throughout the media that you're using, whether it's music or a book or whatever, that something that you thought was something particular becomes something else because of everything else happening. Does that make sense? It might make sense here if I play to you what I came up with. It's becoming something. You know what I mean? So it starts with a thin line, and then that becomes something, and you're focusing on that little thin layer of sound that becomes something else, and your ear kind of tends to rest on that sound, because that's the first thing that you hear. And throughout the track, you're going to hear that again, and you're going to appreciate finding where you can find that sound. I love that kind of thing where something simple becomes something else after. But anyways, I was still in cheese mode there. This kind of sounds like an 8-bit video game, like a Nintendo game or a theme. I still stuck with that until you'll see. But I decided, well, I'm gonna continue with that. It doesn't matter. And I added some drums. So for drums, I use addictive drums. A lot of different presets, and you can tweak the effects and stuff. So I added some reverb. Here it is without. And I added some distortion on the drum track also. And here's how it sounds now, a little bit more powerful. Here's the track with the drums. I love that sound. And so forth. I was still in cheese mode. It still sounds too 8-bit, and I wanted to have something instrumental, rock, fusion-y, where there's more space for the player. So I still wanted a theme, which I will come up with. And then I decided, well, that's too cheesy. So here's what I did. I listened to the track. I muted the theme, and I just looped that. And I grabbed my guitar with a clean sound, clean little overdrive, and just tried, experimented on my guitar without even caring about the key or anything like that. I tried a series of 2-3 notes together, so a 2-3 note chord over the fretboard, and I found the series of chords which I think works really well and is more in the genre that I wanted. So I took out the theme, added these chords, and the next step is going to be to find a theme that's going to replace the original theme to match these chords. So here's what we have now. The loop. But see, that sounds becomes something else with the loop, and then that's what we have now. So see, it's quite different. This has a different feel than this. So now, that's what I like. I like this particular style. So what can we learn out of this? We can learn that when you're starting working on something, see, I started with just a loop, and then I left it alone for a little bit, came back to it, just played a little bit with a sound that I had, and had this drum loop on the back, and came up with this riff, which I kept, and then I just added layers on top of it. And then I left it alone. So that's one thing that you can take, just starting with a simple idea, and then leave it alone for a while. Come back to it fresh and listen, and see if you hear something on top of it. If you do, great. If you feel inspired and excited inside because of that idea, record it and leave it alone. And that's what I did, and that's how I came up with this whole structure. So once I had this main riff there that we just heard, I heard the rest, which is this. Again, that cheesy sound, I'm not sure I'm gonna keep it, but that's what it is now. So that's kind of the main theme. And then, as you can see, the track is quite longer because I found some other parts after recording this main part. I left it alone again, came back to it fresh, and just played what I had, which was a small section, and then imagined the rest. and I heard it, and this is what I heard. So that's coming out of that main theme. I like to go into a lead there. Probably add some pads there or something. And so forth, and that's how I built this. So I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm leaving some spaces for more improv leads, and I'm going to have some guests on there. More on that later. There is something in the works. There's a reason behind this song, which you'll know soon. Very excited about it. But anyways, that's where we are right now. I'm going to go back to it, and I'll make another video update to show you where we're at with this song and what it becomes. So I hope you find this inspiring. I hope that you follow me on my YouTube, and I'm looking forward to discover with you what we'll hear after this part, and I'll make another video update maybe at the end of the day or tomorrow, and we'll see where we're at. Thanks for watching this. Like this video, share it around, and thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. I will see you next time, and until then, salut!